Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover here today. We are starting with Kojima's next PlayStation game, not Death Stranding 2, but actually Physint. This was officially announced I almost said last January. It's not 2025 yet as of the recording, but yeah, January of this year is when this game was officially announced, but apparently it has already suffered some delays. This is being reported by PlayStation Lifestyle, where they say Hideo Kojima has confirmed that his next PlayStation game, Physint, has suffered some development delays due to the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike. Players were already expecting Physint to release sometime around the PlayStation 6's launch, but it's increasingly looking like the game will be a next-gen only title. Reflecting upon 2024 in a New Year's Eve note on X, Kojima revealed that he had to suspend casting for Physint due to the ongoing actors' strike. He wasn't able to confirm when casting activity will resume, but did say that he hopes to get back on track in 2025. For Xbox's OD, we developed the game and had actor and environment scanning. In the second half of the year, scanning and filming were suspended due to the SAG strike, Kojima said. Casting was also suspended for Physint due to the strike. We hope to resume next year. Platforms for Physint were not confirmed, but we do know that it will be headed to PlayStation since the game is being developed with assistance from Sony Interactive Entertainment. All we know is that Physint is a new action espionage game that will, quote, transcend the barriers between film and video games, end quote. So, yeah, just something here that Kojima kind of casually revealed that apparently there are internal delays for not only Physint, but Microsoft's OD as well. And so, I mean, it kind of sucks to hear that, but it is what it is. You have to imagine that sometime in 2025, they're going to be able to kind of get back on track with this, as he says. But yeah, I would not expect Physint to be a game that we see anytime remotely soon, probably sometime during the PlayStation 6 generation. Moving on to the next topic, we have another quote from a recent Hermen Hulst interview where he talks about their commitment to live service games even after what just occurred with Concord. Being reported by PlayStation Lifestyle, Sony Interactive Entertainment had a controversial 2024 in terms of its selection of live service games. Helldivers 2 was one of the surprise hits, receiving multiple nominations at the Game Awards. On the other side of the spectrum is the devastating launch and closure of Concord. Despite these recent failures, the gaming giant still intends to explore the live service space. In a recent interview with Famitsu, SIE CEO Hermen Hulst discussed their successes and failures in live service gaming. He credits competition as one of the main driving factors for Sony's recent change in strategy for live service. The game business is constantly changing due to various factors, including technological advances, new genres, and ways of playing, said Hulst. However, one thing that remains consistent is people's desire for great entertainment experiences, and attention to games continues to grow. However, this has also created competition, and like many companies in the industry, we have had to make changes to our business to solidify a more sustainable operating base. Going forward, we will continue to focus on developing live service titles along with the story-driven single-player titles that our players want. Hulst also mentioned that Sony is still learning as they continue to develop live service titles. He specifically names Helldivers 2 as proof of the genre's potential. We are learning a lot as we establish the ability to develop high-quality live service titles within SIE, says Hulst. Helldivers 2 attracted many players through continuous content provision and achieved results that support the potential of live service titles. So, yeah, this honestly is not that surprising to hear. I think some people may be surprised to hear this given what happened with Concord, but there's a reason why he's focused on Helldivers 2, because even though Concord was quite possibly one of the biggest failures in gaming we've ever seen, especially from Sony, there's also Helldivers 2, one of the biggest success stories for Sony. And it's crazy to think that when we look back at 2024, Sony did experience both the highest of highs when it comes to a successful live service game launch and what can be achieved there, but also the lowest of lows. And so there is certainly a lot, I would assume, that Sony learned from this year. And I think anybody who was expecting them to just walk away from live service games, they need to be a little bit more grounded in reality with their expectations, because the reality is people love live service games. That is just the reality. That is what people are playing. That's what people are sticking to. That's what they gravitate towards. And he does reiterate here that they're obviously going to continue to make single-player games. This is something that will not change for PlayStation Studios, no matter what happens in the live service sector. They will always produce high-quality single-player titles because that is what the fans want from them. That is what the players want. But this idea that they're just going to completely ignore and walk away from the live service sector, it's never going to happen, especially after the success that they found with Helldivers 2. Now, if Helldivers 2 flopped and Concord flopped, maybe they would consider really pulling back a lot more than even what we're seeing right now. But yeah, not the most surprising thing here. It will be very interesting going into 2025 and beyond, knowing that we have games like Marathon, Fair Games, and the live service Horizon game. It's going to be really interesting to see how they turn out. Here's hoping they are not mega failures, right? Hopefully they're going to be good, like what we got with Helldivers 2. Moving on to the next topic, though, Digital Foundry finally did their PS5 Pro analysis for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And I actually want to refer to the PS5 subreddit here, where we had a user who actually gave us the too long didn't watch version. They say Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has received a substantial upgrade for the PS5 Pro, offering a host of enhancements over the base PS5 version. The Pro version boasts improved visual settings at 60 Hz, including enhanced shadow resolution, global illumination, ambient occlusion, and screen space reflections. It also incorporates PS5's Spectral Super Resolution, PSSR, for upscaling to 4K resolution, along with an anti-lag VRR feature that allows for frame rates above 60 FPS. In 120Hz mode, the Pro version delivers a higher frame rate by reverting to the base PS5 visual settings, but leverages the console's power to tighten the performance margin. The game also introduces new engine features like weather-grade volumes for realistic environmental effects, advanced terrain rendering with virtual texting and deformable layers, and improved glass shattering physics. The developers have focused on optimizing the game for PS5 Pro, utilizing features like variable rate shading to maximize performance. While minor issues like flickering pixels with PSSR have been noted, a fix is reportedly in the works. Overall, Black Ops 6 on PS5 Pro offers a noticeable visual and performance upgrade, showcasing the capabilities of the new console generation. So, I mean, that's it, man. Again, shout out to this Reddit user for giving us the too long didn't watch version here. But all in all, it sounds like Treyarch and Activision kind of went above and beyond here for the PS5 Pro version of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And again, the irony here is the fact that this is a first-party Microsoft title now, but still, I don't think anybody expected them to kind of skip over the PS5 Pro. This is where, you know, PlayStation, that is where a lot of people do play Call of Duty, of course, and so they've always been supportive of mid-gen refresh hardware. But I think the most important thing here is the fact that they're actually producing some really good results here. It's good to hear that this is another title that is actually taking I would assume almost full advantage of the PS5 Pro and producing some very solid results. Something that I've noticed a lot of people are really paying attention to here, which is something that is noteworthy, is this anti-lag VRR feature. This was a brand new feature that was developed specifically for, I would assume, the PS5 Pro, and this is something that I don't think we've actually seen up until this point when it comes to any developers that are supporting the PS5 Pro. So very interesting, and I would say good results here for Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and its PS5 Pro enhancements. But moving on to the next topic, we have another small update here when it comes to the PlayStation Portal. Sony has confirmed its portable gaming device PlayStation Portal will continue to expand its features gradually. One of its biggest updates, released last month, brings cloud streaming to the device. In a recent interview with GameFile, Sony Interactive Entertainment Vice President of Product Management Hirami Wakai, I hope I'm saying that correctly, said the reasoning behind the gradual expansion of the PlayStation Portal's feature set was to ensure players got the best experience. PS Portal was a new type of product for us, so we wanted to be extra careful to ensure our users get the best possible user experience. We want to continue that approach with PlayStation Portal and make incremental steps based on community reception on the beta. Players who own a PlayStation Portal tend to spend more time playing games than those who don't. Of course, it's likely that users who purchased PS Portal were naturally more engaged in the first place. However, our data shows that PS Portal owners tend to spend more time playing games compared to non-owners. In the same interview, Sony's data says that the device's usage peaks around 9 p.m., an hour later than the PS5's peak hour. They believe players are continuing their gaming session from the TV to the device rather than just shutting off the console and calling it a day. So yeah, this is something that is not that surprising at this point in time to hear Sony continue to talk about the PlayStation Portal. It's very obvious that this device caught Sony off guard and is way more successful than they could have anticipated. And because of that, they are doing more with it and really kind of, I would say, treating the PS Portal as a actual like genuine beta test for what they will plan to do in future iterations of handheld hardware. But even though it is, as I put it, a beta test, it's something that a lot of players really love. I see people all the time on my channel saying that they got a PlayStation Portal and they're loving it. Like they're actually shocked at how much they're using it and enjoying using it and how smooth it actually is. And especially now that if you're subscribed to PS Plus Premium, you have access to streaming PS5 games. It's really, really interesting to see I guess you could say, trajectory of the PS Portal from the time it was announced up until now. But guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. If you did, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.